All right, hello, I'm back again. I'm not hanging out with my friend. Thought that would happen, but it's not going to. So, able to make another video. Um, I was going to say something else. Oh yeah, two videos in a day. Like, can you believe that after I went like what, probably like a week without actually making one? So, yeah, sorry about that. Um, that's I feel like that's typically what'll happen. Like I'll be like really good with the videos and then all of a sudden things happen and then I just don't produce one. But yeah, I've got this one. So um we're moving on. So this next video, like I was saying in the last one was like those early red flags that I ignored, but this one is just like red flags in general that I ignored. So not those early ones, but as the relationship progressed, there are more red flags. And I'm gonna go through them right now. So yeah, if more, like I said, if more come up, then I'll talk about those. But these are the ones I have listed. And once again, if you experienced anything similar, feel free to comment. If yours was different, also comment. But overall, just let me know what you think. So, um, this first one, um, oh yeah, okay, this is a pretty big red flag, I feel like. So the fact that I'm sure a lot of you guys have experienced this if you have been around someone with BPD, but just the fact that um they will be having a good time, like everything's chill, y'all are vibing good together, there's good energy in the room, all is well. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like snap of your fingers, they just their mood changes, right? They went from a really good mood, really happy, to now really sad, depressed, maybe even mad or angry, and you're just left wondering like what the heck happened? Like everything was fine like literally 5 seconds ago and now you're upset. Like and that happened with me on more than one occasion. It was multiple occasions and like there were things here and there, but like as the relationship progressed, um it happened more frequently, right? So like naturally if that happens and there's no good reason why this person is just all of a sudden like changing in their moods, that's a huge red flag, right? So yeah, I didn't see that or maybe I just thought that like they're struggling internally, which they are, like don't get me wrong, they absolutely are, but like, I don't know, I was just like, "Oh, well, something's going on with them," but, I always thought, "Oh, I can, make them get into, like, a better mindset." Um, Not really, to be honest, like, they would act that way, like, maybe the rest of the day, and then the next day, things would be fine, but then it would happen again or whatever. So I would say if that happens to you and you experience that, then, I would say that's definitely a red flag. And if you experience it a lot, it is. Like if it happens or if it has happened like maybe once or twice, like there are some things where like, maybe this person had a bad day or now they're thinking about something, but if it's like constant, then I would say huge red flag. Also, I'm going to turn a different light on just so I'm not so bright here, so give me 1 second. All right, I think it's a little bit better because it's not like just that white light from the laptop. So hopefully this works out a bit. So that was the first thing. Second thing, I was accused of things. So obviously this is a huge, huge, huge red flag. So yeah, like whenever, and I'm mainly like talking about one thing that I was accused of, and it was always accused of cheating, right? So this didn't happen early on. It happened like later in our relationship, like probably after, um, I would say like really after like the 1 year mark. But whenever I would go out with family, I'd hang out with family, I'd hang out with friends. I went to some event, I hung out with my grandma. I was accused of cheating. And it's just like, what are you talking about? Like, am I not allowed to like do my own things? Like, I get it, like you're insecure, you have trust issues, whatever, but like I am not cheating. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. Or like this person's like, well, I know that this person likes you. And I'm like, well, I don't like them, so what does it matter? Like, if you're the only person on my radar, like, I would never And this person knows, like, I would never do that. Like, I like you. Like, I wouldn't be with you if I didn't like you. Like, what the fudge? You know what I mean? So it's like I don't give a freaking crap about this person. Like, yeah, I might like them as a friend or whatever or a companion, but it's like other than that, like no, I do not have any feelings for this person. And but nonetheless, no matter what, no matter evidence, no matter whatever, I was still accused of that. I was like, I like my ex was like, show me pictures, like send pictures of what you're doing every hour to prove like you're not cheating. Or when I went to my grandma, send me a picture to prove it because you're at a different apartment that I've never seen you at because we had our locations on or whatever. So I sent it. I'm like, look, I'm not doing anything. But again, it was constant. Even after those times when I would prove myself, it'd be constant. Like, oh, you're cheating, you must be cheating. Like, no, like I'm allowed to do things. I'm allowed to have friends. I'm allowed to have hobbies. I'm allowed to hang out with my family. I am not cheating on you. You know what I mean? So, like, that was insane. So, if someone does that, like, you should probably get out because why are they with you anyway if they have to, like, accuse you? If they don't trust you, like, right off the bat, they shouldn't even be with you. You know what I mean? And, like, it just became also exhausting trying to prove to this person, "Yeah, I'm not cheating on you." Like, I wouldn't do that again. So, I would say that's definitely a huge red flag. The third thing, started fights out of nothing. So, yeah, like, maybe we got into, like actually, no, I'm thinking, like, I can't remember, like, if any fight was, like, necessarily justified. Like, maybe there was 1 or 2, maybe it was something more serious, which, that happens in a relationship. Like, naturally it's going to happen because that's just what it is, but like it was always fights out of like those little things that don't matter. Like, again, I'm seeing my grandma, you're making a fight about that. I'm seeing a friend, I'm going to a hockey game, you're making a fight over that. um or again, like if you saw my video that I just made before this, I hugged someone, like a friendly hug, like, hey, how are you, like with one hand. And it was, I don't want you seeing this person. Don't ever be alone with this person. I don't like that person, whatever. Like, literally making a fight out of something that is no big deal, like, at all. You know what I mean? And, like, it was just insane. Like, that also becomes exhausting, right? It's like they want to, like, start drama just because they're, like, bored or, like, the relationship's going good. Oh, well, let me screw it up. You know what I mean? And, like, it's just not worth it because, again, they will find, like, any little reason to fight, um, to fight I don't even know what I'm saying. My brain is thinking faster than I'm speaking. But basically, to fight over with, I think that's what I'm saying. Sorry if I can't speak English, but, and it's just not worth it, you know what I mean? Sorry, I keep saying that as well, but, like, it's really not, because you can understand, once again, having like, I guess a fight or a little argument over something big, right? But something small, something minuscule, something that doesn't even matter, why? So huge, huge, huge red flag because that will drain you. It'll make you feel um, like you're never doing anything right, like you're always walking on eggshells, like that's what that leads to. And again, just not worth your mental health. Like, it'll screw you up in ways that you didn't think were possible. Because that's like at least what happened with me, and I'm sure it happened with other people. Like, ask anybody else who has, been around someone with BPD, they will tell you the exact same thing. So, yeah, that's just not worth it. Let's see, one, two, three, fourth thing. Oh, this ties into basically what I was just saying. Like, yeah, I'm mad that I was doing other things. So again, hanging out with family, friends. I had my interests, had my hobbies. Like, they'll get mad over that. Like, I was one time, well, I'll say this. There were times where I would take a nap and like I would just fall asleep because it's like I'm so tired, you know what I mean? Like, it was a long day. I just wanted to sleep, whatever. And my ex would like be like texting me, while I was sleeping, but naturally I always have my phone on silent just because I do. Like, I don't want to be bothered like that. But I check it often. And like my ex would be pissed that I, took a nap. Like I wake up to all these texts, wake up to all these phone calls. It's like, dude, like I just took a nap. But like my ex was pissed that I took a nap. It's like, oh my gosh, like I'm not even allowed to nap. Like it's insane. Or I took too long of a nap, or that's suspicious timing, like stupid stuff like that. Or like I would play a video game. And like an average game, I don't know, it takes like what 10 to 15 minutes or maybe 10 to 20 minutes or whatever. And I'd be like, I'd even let my ex know, "Hey, I'm playing a game. So I'm sorry, if I'm doing this." Or like my ex would it'd be a while since, I got a text back. So naturally I'm just going to be like, "Well, I'll just play my game, past time, whatever." And then I would get a text. "Well, why aren't you texting me back? What are you doing? You should be doing this, that, or the other thing. Like, show me attention, essentially." Or like even sometimes we'd be like calling on the phone or like even doing a voice call. And like we'd be talking, but I'd also be like scrolling on my phone. And so like maybe I was like reading something. So um my ex would like notice that and be like, "Well, why are you on your phone? You should be showing me all the attention. And I don't like that you're on your phone. You need to give me your undivided attention." It's like, dude, like this is wild. Like I'm not allowed to do anything like outside of you. You know what I mean? That is a huge red flag, you guys. Like where again, you're not allowed to like be yourself. They take away your friends, they take away your family, your hobbies because they're like, "Oh, I don't like when you do it or I don't like when you spend time with them. You should show me that time." And they're like slowly ripping you away. Like those things make you you. But when that gets taken from you and you're told by someone that you're not allowed to do that, it destroys you, destroys your self-worth, and then this person ends up leaving you, and then you're left wondering, "Who am I? Like this person destroyed me completely." And then you get out of that relationship and you're like, "I have nothing now." And that's exactly what it feels like, because they take everything from you and then they're the ones that leave you, but they were worried that you would leave them in the relationship. So like it doesn't make any sense. So that's what's super sad. But yeah, if someone's doing that and they're mad at you that you're doing normal things and you're living your own life apart from them, that's a red flag. Like I'm not saying you shouldn't include them in things. Like absolutely, and I included my ex and stuff, right? But if I did something without this person, it's like it would be like the end of the world, but it's like why? You know what I mean? Again, doesn't make sense. So I would say if someone is acting like that towards you, get out. I have to count because I didn't put numbers on these. So let's see. One, two, three, four. Number five. Oh yes. Push and pull behavior. So basically, they'll push you away. They'll be like, "I hate you, get away from me." They'll block you, all that stuff. And then, they'll come back and be like, "I'm sorry, I love you. I didn't mean that." And I've never experienced that in my life with anyone until I was in this relationship. And like going through it, I'm like, this is weird, but okay. Like maybe this is just how people are, or I don't know. But I went along with it. Um, and again, just because if you saw my last video or you've listened to the other ones in general, my ex like struggled with self-harm and suicidal. So, I just didn't want to like, I guess, question this behavior, like any of these behaviors, if I'm being honest. But the push pull thing, I was just like, well, maybe it's just normal, like with regard to like the suicide and stuff, like being suicidal. But yeah, it was the blocking and unblocking, hanging up. Like I would try and talk with this person because this person's like, "I value communication." That's actually another thing. So I'm gonna add that in there as well. So let me write that down. But then I try to talk, right? And then I'd be like, "I don't get why you did this," or "Let's talk about this," and then hang up and then block me and then not talk to me for a little bit and then unblock me and then call me. And um even also like breaking up, like I don't want to be with you anymore and then wanting to get back together. And it was that constantly. Like it wasn't that way like obviously in the honeymoon phase and early on and stuff, but as the relationship progressed, that became constant, right? And the more it progressed, the more it happened. And the more those breaks became like lengthier, so instead of breaking up for only an hour, we'd break up for like 6 hours, or we'd break up for a day or 2 days or whatever. So if someone's doing that, you have to get away, because it's like that dopamine thing too, where they say, "I'm sorry, I love you." So you go back to them and you're like, "That makes me feel good," right? And they push you away and you're like, "Well, now I feel like crap." And that's not good for your brain, your body, none of that. Like, you get used to one thing and then they take that away from you. And it's constant, and that's just not natural, and it's not something that someone would do anyway if they really love you. So don't do that. If someone's doing that, like, again, get out. But I'm gonna add the communication in right now, actually, because again, I just thought of this. So this is what, number one, two, three, four, five, six. Yeah, my ex was like, I really value communication. And I'll be honest, in the beginning, so in general, I don't really trust people. I have my guard up, right? Just because people, they're just not trustworthy. I mean, look around, you guys. Like, people will stab you in the back, all that stuff. So, yeah. Sorry, you guys. I feel like I always get interrupted by things when I'm doing one of these. But anyway, I was talking about communication. Oh yeah, that I always had like my guard up and stuff, because again, you can't trust people, none of that. Um and it's not like I didn't want to communicate. It's just like give me a while to open up. You know what I mean? So my ex was like, "You need to communicate with me." And I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." Um so I eventually did, right? It took me a while. I just wanted to make sure that I was comfortable enough to do so. So I finally started opening up about things like, like my family life, and like all of that stuff, like stuff that I just like wouldn't normally tell people. And it felt good, I'm not going to lie, especially like being in a relationship like that, just like being vulnerable. Like, was it scary? Like, absolutely, but at the same time it felt good knowing someone could, like, try to understand me, I guess. Um but anyway, so I started communicating more and communicating just about my feelings overall, and um my thoughts about the relationship, all that stuff, like normal things that you would communicate about. And so yeah, I'd communicate, but then again, like, my ex wouldn't like it. So like we'd get in a little fight or a little argument, and then I'd communicate my feelings. But then I wouldn't even be heard, because again, if I'm trying to talk, like, I don't want to talk about that. Or like, if we're on a phone call, well then I'd be like, the person would hang up on me, or I'd be blocked or whatever. And it's like, I'm trying, you're over here talking about you like communication, but then you won't give me the opportunity to communicate. And even now, like, it's the same thing. Like, um, I'm not allowed to talk, essentially. Like, there's like a rule in place, like, you can't talk to me or whatever. Um, or like, I tried to talk about how things ended at the end of the relationship. I don't owe you anything. It's like, bro, the person who values communication the most refuses it. Like, I don't understand. So if someone cannot communicate, they cannot be mature enough to talk and like actually work through problems and disagreements or whatever. Like, do not. It is not worth your time. They are showing you right there that they are completely um, immature emotionally, and it's just not going to work. It's not going to work, not because of you, or you guys are incompatible or all that. It's them, because they won't grow up and do what they're supposed to do. So that was number 6. Number 7, ooh, love this one. Ex told me they had a crush on a coworker while we were together. So this was back in May. Okay, this is a huge red flag. If someone tells you they have a crush on someone, I don't know why I stayed. You guys are probably wondering, what the flip were you thinking? I don't know. Um, but yeah, told me this, and they're like, "Well, I just reached out to this person and told them that I had feelings for them." And I guess that person wrote back, and or my ex was like, "I'm sorry, like, I know I shouldn't be saying this," and that person doesn't like them, but they're like, "Oh, I appreciate you telling me, don't feel bad, it's all good." But I wasn't told about it, like, at all. I was told about it later, And it's like, why are you even telling me? Like, I guess I appreciate you telling me, but it's like, dude, if you like someone else, like, why are you with me? You know what I mean? But I don't know. I guess it was because it wouldn't work out and they wanted to find someone who it would work out with so they could eventually dump me at that point. But yeah, if someone says that, they're not serious about you. They're not loyal to you at all, you know? But I guess at the time I didn't know if it was just like a one-time thing, like, oh, maybe you just have these feelings, but you're loyal to me, so like you're not gonna follow through. But I don't know. Um, Next one, number 8, lies and stories not adding up. So if you have listened to any of my videos, I'm not gonna go through all of this, but if you've listened to my videos, you know all that stuff. You know about the lying, like little lies here and there. And again, stories. And I didn't know if the stories were a complete lie because it's like, well, there's some truth to it, but this doesn't add up to this. And there was like gaping holes in stories. And guys, if you notice that, you notice lies and they're not telling the truth and all that stuff, then you gotta go because like if they can't tell you the truth about like something like this, they're not going to tell you the truth about something else, you know? Like those even those small lies, like same thing with that. Like it's just it's not worth it, you know, if they can lie about all these things, they're going to lie to you about everything essentially. So, you would have to get out. And then finally this ties into my last one, emotional manipulation. So, yeah, if your person is manipulating you and even controlling, I'm going to put controlling in here as well. They're controlling who you see. The fact that, like, they give you a curfew. Mine gave me a curfew after I was out at a concert, got home a little late. Um, didn't want me drinking a certain amount of alcohol, only wanted me to see certain people at certain places. Uh, what was the other thing? There was something else that ties into the control thing. Um, but yeah, they manipulate you. Um, but the control thing was, oh yeah, can't hang out with other people on our anniversary day, even though it's a 14-month anniversary. Give me a break. Um, if they manipulate you, again, like the suicide thing. So if you guys looked at my videos, um, it was I'm gonna commit suicide because we got into a fight and now I'm in the hospital, but I can't tell you where I am, or they're releasing me, and it hasn't even been 24 hours. Like, they are manipulating you, they are testing you, they're controlling you. Do not stand for that, because again, they're just trying to test you, trying to see how loyal you are, what you will do for them. And they're not serious about you. They don't love you. If they can do all that crap and make you feel like crap because, they manipulated you to being like, you're why I committed suicide, you're why I'm in the hospital. Yeah, they don't love you. They don't love you at all. They're just trying to control you and again, feel like they have this power over you. Like, do not stand for it, Because again, it'll ruin you. Like, I felt like I was responsible for my ex's supposed suicide attempts. And then when I was offered to pay the bill, I was like, show me the medical bill. If you think that I put you in there, I want you to show me, I'm going to pay for it. Nothing was presented to me. It's like, yeah, stop manipulating me. But if people are doing that, if they're doing any of these things that I told you guys about, you have to get out. You must get out. Otherwise, it will ruin you because it 100% ruined me, you know? Um, but yeah, guys, if you have other things, feel free to tell me those in the comments below. Or if you experienced any of this yourself, like, let me know because I want to know what you guys experienced as well. So, yeah, sorry if that was a lot. I haven't made a 20-some minute video in a while, but felt good just to vent and get all that off. But, yeah, thank you again for watching, and I'll get another video to you at some point. I don't know what the next video is gonna be, but I guess we'll just see what happens. So, thanks again for tuning in, and I'll see you guys. Bye.